Okay, good morning. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and this is our Get Started call. We invite all of our new clients to come here and see what's happening. But also it's good if you've been a client for a while just to check in with us. So we're adding new technology, I would say at least every 30 days. It's super smart to get on these calls to see what's new and coming down the pipe. Also, things are changing and it makes sense to keep in touch to see what's really working. Let's get into a couple of the resources that we have for you because there's so much in Listings to Leads. It can often be overwhelming and you do need to invest a little bit of time to figure out what you got under the hood here. One of the best resources, we're on a live class right now, but this link right here, I'm going to send to everybody. It's leadgenwebinars.com. And leadgenwebinars.com is where you can sign up for our free classes. So I'm going to send this to everybody. Today's class is obviously to get started. I do 3 classes. Get started, which is for brand new clients. I sent this link to everybody just now. I also do top tools to get more listings. So if you're an agent who wants more listings, you definitely want to see that. Scott's doing an 8-part series on how to make $250,000 in real estate. And that's a really high level, good discussion, almost like a coaching program. It's free to everybody. You'll definitely learn, I think, a holistic view of advertising and marketing, but also where does Listings to Leads help you? And then the last class I do is Facebook and Google ads. So when we do get started, like we are today, I talk a little bit about some of the top listing tools, some of the Facebook and Google stuff, but I don't go in depth. So you do want to get those things there. So again, that's on leadgenwebinars.com, and you can always sign up for free classes. The next great resource is our YouTube channel, and all of our classes, including the one today, are all here, current webinars. We've also got some Did You Know videos. So these are unusual stories that are coming in. And then we have a lot of reviews here. And I had started before we got started. I'm going to actually show you this one. Before we got started, I was playing this one earlier. And then the last place for a resource is this group right here, the mastermind group. So if you're a client, you should ask the support team to get you in the mastermind group. It's where Scott and I share what's going on technology wise, what's new, what we're pushing. Right here, we're showing that we've got actual TikTok videos. So we're starting to get more content for TikTok. We, of course, have content for Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and LinkedIn. And, oh, by the way, is it Brian right there? We know that TikTok is important. I don't know if it's going to be alive forever because there seems to be some Chinese ice stuff going on, but it is very powerful. A lot of people like to hang out there, and we're getting some content ready for our clients. So this is just an example of that. So this is our mastermind group. Ask the support team to get you in there. You'll find the support team inside your account. So I want to go back to this video here because we were pretty excited to see it. And I'm going to mute it because the reason why I want to bring it up was what she's saying is she's run a 7-day ad for $35. She has 3 active buyers and she has 1 listing from 1 ad. Okay. And the reason why I want to start the call by talking about this is things have moved in the real estate market in the past 12 months. It was almost over a year ago that we started raising interest rates here in the US, and that definitely slowed down lead gen. It definitely slowed down lead gen and I don't know if you've been running ads out there, but we could see it. Our clients could see it. And the reason why I wanted to share this video is this is a new client who's just saying, I just ran a $35 ad and I have 3 active buyers and 1 listing. That's happening right now. And I think what we are seeing is lead gen coming back on Facebook. And maybe that's a broader story. Maybe people have digested the new interest rate environment and they're ready to get going. And certainly I'm hearing some anecdotal stuff, but we're getting responses from our clients as well. One other thing I want to talk about regarding Facebook, and let's just log in. Scott and I are going to start producing, I'm hoping this quarter, quarterly stats of the cost of leads. Okay. So we have thousands of clients running ads all over the country. Right. And so we can see what it costs for a buyer lead and what it costs for a seller lead. And we often look at this, and I am going to share some numbers like that with you, but we're probably going to start sharing this on a quarterly basis because we look at it ourselves and it makes sense that I think the broader market understands it. But I do want to explain something to you, and I'm not exactly sure why it's happening. And that is that the cost of buyer leads on Facebook has traditionally, for the past year, been around $2.90 to around $3. And this is just on Facebook. We've got other ways of getting leads, but just in talking about this, I wanted to bring this to your attention. But in the past 60 days, the cost of Facebook buyer leads has dropped to about $1.50. So if you've ever been sitting on the fence, thinking about Facebook and thinking it's tired and old, I want to remind you what this lady is showing us, that she's getting a bunch of leads right now. And I also want to let you know that we're seeing buyer leads cost $1.50 each. So if you're running an ad on a property that is for sale, that is the fastest, easiest, cheapest way to get leads with name, email, and phone number. So we're just going to start there, and then let's get into the overall program. So let me stop this so it's not running in the background. So there are a bunch of areas that you definitely want to be taking advantage of in listings to lead. One is the listings page, right? When we go in here, we've got a lot of tools. You click on market listing, we generate all these tools automatically. Some of these functions we do automatically, but it's just a robust powerhouse of real estate marketing. I have a lot of conversations with realtors right now whose homes aren't selling in 5 days, and they really want tools that are going to help them sell their home. There's a lot of great tools in here. Everything that we create on this page captures either buyer leads or seller leads or both. Okay. So you definitely want to use our tools to market your listings. We also have Facebook and Google software, right? So I was talking a few minutes ago, and this is the ad software from these two companies. Now, Google is the #1 website in the country. I know not many people, they don't think about Google. I think a lot of realtors are very familiar with Facebook, and they've heard lots about it, and everybody talks about it. It's great. And that's awesome. Facebook is the #3 website in the country. We get a lot of great leads from there, both buyer and seller leads. But I do want people to be thinking about Google, because Google is the #1 website in the country. And when people have a question about, hey, where's the best hotel, or where can I get the best steak in New York, or what kind of car should I get, or how do I sell my home, they don't write that question on Facebook. They write that question on Google. And you see these sponsored ads, your ad could be right there in your zip code if you knew how to use Google, and we make it incredibly easy. So I'll show you that in a little bit. So ads are a big, important piece. PDF guides are a big, important piece. If you go here, you'll notice that these are branded to you on every page, your logo, your color scheme. And if you click this button here, you can download it. A lot of our clients like to download these and put them in an envelope and leave them as a leave behind, especially if you've got a good listing lead. You can download a door hanger, postcard, QR code. You can also run a Facebook ad, right? Or you can do a social media post. And there's even a landing page if you want to capture leads from that, or an e-flyer for your database. So if you're an agent that has hundreds or thousands of leads, you could just copy the code and paste this in your CRM and blast it out so that this will go out, right? And so when people see it, they can download it, but there's going to be a landing page. Let me show you the landing page real quick. There's going to be a landing page that we've created that's going to help those people download the report as long as they give you their contact. PDF guides are awesome because there are 80 different PDF guides, 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. So if you want to talk to buyers or sellers and you don't have any listings, check out this marketing button here. There's a lot of different ways to get this out. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit. And then the landing page section, I'm going to skip the social. I'm going to go to landing page real quick. We create home value landing page, down payer assistance, and new construction. Now, your landing pages do not look like this. This is an actual agent's account. So he took a couple extra minutes and put a photo of his local market so that when this is showing up in his area, he's talking about he's in Hawaii. So he's got a landing page here for Diamond Head, right? Which is a neighborhood just on the other side of that mountain, which is Diamond. And so again, if he's speaking to his market and he wants people to respond to his ads, taking an extra minute and putting photos that resonate with the local community is a smart thing to do. Right. So you get free home values, you get down payer assistance and new construction already created as soon as you sign up. You can also create unlimited landing pages here. We have templates for iBuyers, for FSBOs, for expireds, for nearby homes sold. You can do custom stuff. We've even got empty nester landing pages, right? All kinds of landing pages that you should definitely be thinking of if you're interested in capturing leads. And then the last section here in this top half is social. And social takes a little bit to open because I think there are like 47 different programs going on in there. I'll show you what I mean. What social is, it's a tab to create social content for your social media networks. You're meant to come here and turn it on. If you're a client of ours, I absolutely think you should go here and turn it on. I'm going to show you a couple of reasons why. When you come here the first time, it's going to ask you to connect to your social media account. So you do that, right? Very easy. Then it's going to ask you, how often do you want us to post? You could do it every day. You could do it once a week. In this case, he's got it every other day. And then there's topics. Okay. Now, there are all kinds of topics. They're on home improvement, on kitchen design, living room design. We've even got outdoor living, patio and deck concepts. This is really what I consider like soft real estate stuff. It's not real estate news, business news, which frankly, Scott, I think is pretty boring. It's got just colorful, cool stuff. And we've bought the pictures here so you can use them. We have written these in-house. They're not big, heavy things to read. They're just light conversational stuff. And we're going to post them to your social media accounts automatically. So if you go to this page and you decide, I went too far. If you decide, hey, I want to use all of those topics, or I want to use a few of them, you set it up the way that you want your social media things to work. And we're going to be auto posting to Facebook, to Twitter, and LinkedIn and Instagram. Okay. That's where this goes. Now, I do want to say, remember I was talking about the PDF guides earlier? You should by all means turn these two on. You just check the little thing here. And here's why. Let's see. Actually, is it set? Yeah, these are set. This one is not turned on. So here's the reason why. So when we post these to their social media, we're going to put a landing page. So if they see the post on social media and they click on it, they're going to land here. And this is where they can download it, but they have to give you their contact information first. So this is a great way of capturing leads. You now know that there's 80 PDF guides, and basically there is a lot of content here that you should just be taking advantage of. Okay. So that's this section up here. Couple things I want to point out down here, follow-ups. If you don't have your own CRM, or if you have a CRM and you don't have your drip campaign turned on, just click that button and turn it on. These drip campaigns we've written in-house. They're very short and concise. We are finding, because a lot of our clients are A/B testing with their own, that our open rates are very high and our closing rates are very high, meaning these things are closing both buyers and sellers without our agents even knowing, without our clients even knowing, like they turn it on and they forget they turn it on. But the interaction with the emails is they're getting appointments. So if you've got a great CRM and you've got a great drip campaign going and like it's closing appointments for you, then carry on. If you don't, come to this follow-up page and turn on this buyer and seller. And if you're in a Spanish speaking market, turn it on here, right? Now we always keep your leads over here, and you can always click the eyeball. Whenever you see an eyeball, that means, hey, here's where the lead came from. So we can tell it was a lead ad from an ad in Facebook, to tell you right here. And if you've got the auto follow-up turned on, it's gonna, all the follow-ups that are sent are gonna go there, and you're even gonna see which ones they open. So you have a question here. Let's tackle that before we move on. Yes, Brooks, we do have team accounts. You need to email me. I'm going to send you my email. I'll send it to everybody. I'm Vince at listingstoleads.com. I set up the teams and the brokerage accounts. So yeah, we can talk about that, Brooks, after the call. And then of course, refer and earn. If you're talking to a lot of agents and you want them to sign up and have a free 3-week trial and you get 15% recurring, create your own affiliate link and go for it. You just need a PayPal account. So that's high level, everything that we do. Let's focus now on a couple of these things that we should. And I think we'll start right here with landing pages. You should all be creating, if you go here, it says create landing page. You should all be creating multiple versions of Property Valuation Plus. Property Valuation Plus is an instant home evaluation landing page. And most agents have 4 or 5 different farm markets, right? Geo farm markets that they're focused on. You need a landing page like this for every one of those, right? So here I've got one for Diamond Head, right? We looked at it earlier. I'm going to click on edit tools because here's a couple of them. Once you've created the landing page, the obvious question is, how do I get people there? And if you click on advanced options, you're going to see our print marketing. We've got a letter, which we call a home sold report. I'll download that. We can also create door hangers and postcards. So we've got these designed for you already. That's the postcard. That's the door hanger. We've got the URL already built into it. It's going to have your branding and all that going. So that's really a great way. Home value header. If you like articles, you want to share an article. Let's see. So here's 201 DIY projects, right? What does that even mean? Click the eyeball. And let's see it. There is an article pre-written that we pulled together for you. It's just like DIY stuff, right? But what's this header up here? Get your free home value. There's your contact information. So if you want to share this, a nice article about DIY, why wouldn't you? And you share it right over here by just clicking the share button and deciding what you want. So that's one of the ways. These are a few of the ways, right? Print, using that. That's one of the ways of getting people to a landing page once you've done it. But probably the biggest way is our clients like to use ads, and we'll talk about ads in a couple minutes. But you definitely want to create those for your markets. Now, we already talked about social. I do want to talk one more thing about social, which we did earlier. And that is, if anybody here is using TikTok or Instagram, there's a cool tool there that's buried in the system. We have so many things. It's just hard to create the hierarchy so that you find it all. But there is an important tool aside from the automated posting of the social tab that I want to point out and that we don't forget. And that's linked in bio. Okay. So link in bio is a link. You see this here? Preview. Let's see. Let's click here to view it. This is a link that you can Instagram and TikTok profile, because platforms don't believe that. Posting something related to real estate, you check out my link. Okay, I'm going to click on your there. I don't know what's taking so long there. Basically, it's what's taking way too long for this thing. Refresh it. Yeah. Listings. It has a PDF and we talk about PDF guides. And when we PDF guide up, we're going to make sure that they're doing early with it. And I'm not sure what the heck I think we're getting an error. I need to check on that. We have landing pages in the same little page that's on your bio. Your landing pages are there, like what's your home worth and things like that. So that's a really useful tool to use. And it's right here. Wonder if there's a problem with it. I'll check it out. So let's see here. Anthony is saying the audio is wobbling. Is that just him or is that you? Nope. Very bad. I might be having an internet connection, everybody. Let me close that page. I'll bet you that thing is just, is this any better? Yeah. I think that page was, yeah. Sorry about that. I think that page was running in the background and just tearing up my CPU. No problem. Okay, so we talked about landing pages. Yeah. Okay. So what I was saying, I'm going to repeat this because I guess you couldn't hear me. I'm not going to open it. I think there's a problem right now. But this section here, LinkedIn bio, you can copy the link right here. You can put it inside your profile on TikTok and Instagram. And I was trying to show you, it has all kinds, it has all of your listings. It has all your PDF guides that you're choosing. It has even that social content that we were talking about just on the other page. So there's just a lot here. And these things do capture leads, right? There's even your valuation. There's even your landing pages are there that we talked about. So whenever you're putting something in on TikTok or on Instagram, always make sure and say, hey, check out my link in my bio, right? Check out the link in my bio. That way they get to a place where you can capture leads. Okay. So we talked about PDF guides already. Let's dive into listings. Let's go further into listings and look at this. So when your listing hits, we should be automatically sweeping it. If we can't automatically sweep it, we don't have the connection with your MLS or List Hub. You can always use this button, grab an active listing. And this is also what you do if you're going to borrow a listing. So let's say that you've got a listing from a colleague or somebody in your office. You drop in the zip code, you drop in the listing MLS ID, and you grab it, and boom, it will be grabbed and stored right here. And once it's here, all of the automation happens, right? And we're creating all this. So if you want to create an ad, you can just click right here and create an ad. So this is his ad team. So the ads are reflecting his business page. All you need to do is click this one button here, create an ad. And this is what's getting, like this lady right here is telling you, this is what's getting leads of name, email, and phone number. Okay. I recommend you text those leads until they're comfortable to talk to you. That lady from $135 ad. Now this is a $50 ad for 1 week, but that's because it's sold. So when we're trying to get listing leads, and that's what this is offering, a free home value, Facebook charges more for those leads. I mentioned at the beginning of the call, we are seeing buyer leads cost $1.50 each. Historically, we've seen seller leads for a sold ad just like this cost between $6 and $7 each. So we put in a higher budget. You're always welcome to increase or shorten that budget, but it cannot be less than $5 a day, right? So if it's a 7-day ad, it's got to be minimum 35 bucks. Okay, so that's how you run an ad on Facebook. We also do social media posts, and posts are different from ads because you pay for an ad. But a post is just something that you do automatically. So if I click here, we're going to see this is what we automatically posted to this guy's business page, right? And if you click on it, it's mobile optimized. It's going to drive them to this page. And since this home is sold, we're not looking for buyers anymore. When this page pops up automatically, it offers them a free home value. So marketing your homes as sold is super smart. You can also do this, turn on social media auto posting, and we're going to post it automatically for you. And the leads you get are free coming from your social media networks. Request for review is, I don't even know what it's, I guess it's asking for a Zillow review, right? I'm not too familiar with what this is, but let me tell you this. We are about to add somewhere, and it's probably going to be this week, the ability for you to manually create your reviews in our platform. Okay. And there's a reason for that. Let's go over here to Single Property website. Let's see if it's reflected here. So we have an API from Zillow, right? And Zillow is one of the biggest companies out there. So we can auto sweep their reviews in here, right? there aren't there are a lot of companies that capture reviews like Google and Yelp and there's some other specific testimonial tree. There's other companies that are specific to real estate. And what we're going to be adding here, I think this week, is the ability for you to copy and paste and have those reviews reflecting those other platforms inside of our system, just like you saw on that single property website. If there is a API, then certainly we'll do that to make it easy, but I don't think we've seen an API from any other company. Anyway, that's a little bit about requests for review. There's this, which is share on social media, and I definitely recommend that you use these tools. They're designed for your seller. They're not designed for you. They're designed for your seller's social media. We give you instructions in the email. And if you're like most of our clients, you just ignore those instructions and don't even use the tool. This is what you're meant to do. You're meant to forward it to your client and call your client for 5 seconds, especially when it's sold. Now, it's not pulling the picture up. So let's see what the problem is. Let me try it and see if it's going to do it. But basically, it's a pre-written testimonial that's going to go out on Facebook. And it says, hey, our home just sold. And we want to recommend Ben at Corcoran Pacific for doing a great job. Here's your phone number and email in front of all my friends and family on Facebook, right? So we're big into lead gen. We're the best company at it. But you might like these leads because they're a little bit more like a referral because they are going in front of all of your current clients, friends and family, right? Where they're sharing pictures of the grandkids and all the fun places they're going. It's all there, right? So they're telling their friends now, hey, this is your, your information and you did a great job. You're a great realtor. Definitely, if you like high quality leads, that's something that you want to do. Worth noting on this same page is the nearby homeowner letter. This is the number one tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. Okay. So we've got a lot of ways of capturing listing leads, but this single piece of paper is the number one way. There are other tools that will capture more leads, but these will be the leads that convert the fastest into an actual listing contract. So I definitely recommend that you leverage our nearby homeowner letter here. And if you want to get some ideas of how people have done it, go to our mastermind group. Let me get us over there real quick. I can't believe I missed that show. Again, sorry. Look at these names in the mastermind group. If you can write these down, Chris Winstead. Okay. Chris will tell you right here, he got 5 listings in 3 months after just moving from another state. Okay. What did he do? He took that super cool letter. He mails it every 2 weeks to a list of homeowners that have owned their homes for 5 years. And when he gets leads, he hits them up every week with on Facebook, letters left at the door. He was leaving PDF guides at their house every week until he closed 5 listings in 3 months. All from that one tool, this letter. And he had moved from out of state. So he was borrowing listings, getting this letter, because of course the listing agent doesn't bother to do this, but he does. And it becomes a lead listing agent in that office. And 2 years later starts his own office. And the very first thing he does is he said, hey, here's how I customize listings to leads tools to get more listings. So he's using us to recruit, right? I definitely recommend you check out what Chris Winstead is saying. Also, if you want to use that tool, check out Dustin Fox. Dustin Fox mails this in Maryland, 10 homes, mails it first class to 250 homes. He even handwrites the letters now, and he pulls out 10 listings. This guy, when I closed their office, which was probably 7, 8 years ago, was a rookie doing 5 million in production, and now he does way more, but in 2 years went from 5 to 20 million. From being a 2-year agent, the following 2 years increased. And he says 80% of his business comes from our system. He's now one of the top agents in that office. I don't know if there's anybody here from Pearson. How do we join the mastermind group? We ask the support team to get us in the mastermind group. It's right down here on the bottom left above your profile. Okay. And then one last person, if you're going to use that letter, and if you want more listings, you should use that letter. Look at Alicia Plus, because Alicia comes in here and tells us all the time, like, this is what I do to get listings. Now, what she does, she listened to one of my classes and I said, make sure and use colorful envelopes. Don't use your basic white envelope, because if it looks like junk mail, it's just not even get open. And this lady was telling us time and time again, every time I mail these out, I get more listings. So it's called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. We have it. A lot of our clients, including Dustin out there, they use this twice per listing. Like, hey, just listed and just sold, right? Or open house and just sold, things like that. So it is a high quality tool. You want to have a database of targeted people who have equity. When you're using it, you'll get better results. Here's an electronic version. If you've got a deep database, deep CRM, here's the electronic version. Home is sold, home is for sale, open house on top. That affects your home value on the bottom. Definitely you want to be using that if you've got more than a few hundred leads in your CRM. We also create single property websites and virtual tours. You should use them when you can. People love virtual tours by now. Can I send a link to the mastermind group? I found the listings leads page. No, Christina, I don't know. I've said it 3 times. Right down here, bottom left is a support page. Just ask them to get you in the mastermind group. The mastermind group is a private group. It's not visible unless you're in it. So whatever you're finding, if you're not in our mastermind group, it's not in it. Okay. You're not in it. Okay. So that's a support page. They're going to get you the mastermind group. What were we talking about? Listings. We have postcards and door hangers. And I want to point this out. I know some of you are from some great brands out there, and you all have postcards. Like normally people have postcards available to them. Let me tell you the difference of our postcards and your postcards. Ours are going to have your branding, right? It's going to have your picture. It's going to have your contact info, your colors. But yours probably are not going to have URLs. Probably not going to have any lead capture on yours. You're going to have a branding exercise, not a lead capture exercise. And this, where does it take you? It takes you to whatever landing page that you want. But we build them automatic home value on the back. What if it's just listed or just sold or open house, that landing page is ready on the front. So if you're going to do any door hangers or postcards, please use our design if you want leads. Okay. And I'll tell you this, if you're a blogger, cool. We got cool blog tools and yeah, they capture leads. Now, you may not know this about us. This is Craigslist. When we started this company, it was 13 years ago. And it was when Scott developed this one single click, then you would have a web page on Craigslist and it would capture leads. And we were so good at it that ListHub picked us up as a national channel partner, and Keller Williams started gobbling us up because they were so into lead gen. And then I think it was really partly because of Keller Williams and a couple of other groups. There was a lot of Craigslist is probably right now the 15th most trafficked website in the country. Okay. In the United States. And people like it because it's a super boring black and white kind of website. No ads, no nothing. And so they just like that interaction. They like that experience. So many people were running ads that Craigslist said, oh, we're changing our whole website. And they made it horrible for realtors. And so many realtors have left Craigslist. And then there was always like these crazy, weird scams you'd hear from Craigslist, right? But I was actually just talking to a team that we're setting up. And he's like, Craigslist is so good for lead capture that we've hired our own ISA team strictly for Craigslist because we're getting high quality leads from them. Now, let me just show you what Craigslist looks like. Let's go there real quickly. I know a lot of you are going to be like, whatever. I'm not messing with that. And there's no problem. You don't have to do that. But you might want to test this, right? So here's for sale. think it's housing or is that weird stuff? Real estate for sale right here. So this is what things look like on Craigslist, right? And it's not super slick, right? So we don't think of it because it just doesn't look awesome, right? It's just not like, and there are all those crazy stories. But years ago, you could put in hyperlinks and you could do all kinds of cool stuff to get people to you and capture leads. You can't do those things anymore. And that's probably in your benefit. Because if somebody really wants this home, they've got to jump through a couple of hoops to get to you, right? It's not that easy to get to you on this platform anymore. And so it might be worth you testing out, right? That's all I'm going to tell you. Here, this posting app, this is a little bit funky. This is not what we originally designed, but when the website changed, this is what we have here. It's useful. It's useful. Yeah, we also create QR codes. And we even have text IVR, which I didn't talk about earlier. So that's there if you want text, like text this number to that number. The text IVR costs $10 a month and you get 10 codes that stay with you. Many people use those for sign writers, if you use sign writers in your area. But we also, if you're using it, we're going to auto post them to your social media posts and your ads. So people might just text and then you get leads for phone numbers. So the last section, oh yeah, I see a question here. Let's get that. Nearby homeowner letter, where do we find it? The nearby homeowner letter is on the listings page. And when you click market listings, so all your listing, oh, I'm glad you said that because I forgot that. So if we go to market listings, the nearby homeowner letter is about halfway down this list. And this is definitely something that everybody should be using. I do want to point out, which I forgot to mention, you see this button here that says create listing presentation? Everybody should download this thing. You should download it for your own knowledge. Okay. Like for your own use, like have it on your desk because this is everything that we are doing for your listings. Now, obviously when you're on a listing presentation, you should bring this, right? But it's 27 pages long and it is really thorough. Now, you may not, you will need this just to know like all the stuff we're doing. But you definitely want to leave this behind because it's pretty much impossible to do all these things, right? If you were a single agent trying to do everything that we're doing on this page, good luck. Now, if you're a client of ours, we're not putting it that you're using listings to leads here. You don't have to tell them that we're doing all this automatically for you. You just got to tell them this is what we're doing for your property. This is how we're going to sell your home. So I would download this and get it in your thought process so that you know how to leverage our system. Very difficult to compete with that listing presentation. There's just way too much value under the hood there. So under market listings, that's where your stuff. So I want to jump out of this account and jump into another to talk about the last section that we want to talk about, which is ads. So we've been looking at Ben's account over there in Hawaii. I'm going to show you an account in the Carolinas. This is a different account. Somebody was asking about team accounts. This is a team account. It's an expansion team that are in North and South Carolina. And I want to show this to you because it will be relevant. It will also be remarkable. Now, these guys don't do anything else with the rest of our platform. Their goal is to get buyer leads to their agents in North and South Carolina. So when I launched it right during the Halloween weekend last year, so we're about 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. They've run 248 ads. They basically run ads on all their listings, right? And they spend around $100 to $200 per ad. So we can see here, they spend about $24,000. Now, agents don't have that kind of budget. That's about $4,000 a month, right? 6 times 4. Yeah. And so they're running multiple ads. They do have 8,000 buyer leads with an 8 name, email, and phone number. So we can see here that leads costs just under $3. Remember, I was mentioning that earlier. just under $3. When you run an ad, your ad will sit down here and you'll be able to see like, hey, that cost per lead, CPL, is $1.75 a lead. That cost per lead is $4.92 a lead, $2.03 a lead, $2.42 a lead. What I'm trying to explain to you is I don't know how in the heck Facebook prices their leads, but they're not always the same. Right here, $1.45, $1.46 per lead. If you see this eyeball, that means that's how many people saw it. 3,400, 2,200, 5,500 people, right? Spent $100, 55 people saw it. They got 46 leads at $2.22 per lead with name, email, and phone number, right? So 250 ads, $200 each, so 24,000, 8,000 leads. And their business pages in the Carolinas have been seen nearly 2 million times in half a year. So by the time their full year is over, which will be Halloween, their business page will probably be seen 4 million times. For any team inside anywhere in the US, do you know of another team doing that? I have not seen that. So these guys are doing a good job. And let's just talk about the kinds of ads you can run. They are only running one kind of ad. Ads on listings. It's very simple. You choose the property that is for sale. You click create an ad and we write the ad. We have all the software. So when you first come here, we're connecting to your social media account, your Facebook account, and you click publish. That's all they're doing to get those leads. They're doing it multiple times a day, every week. So it's all pre-written. It's all ready to go. Bang. Publish. It doesn't really get any simpler than that unless you go to your profile and you tell us to run the ads automatically, which we can do that too. You can also run ads on landing pages. And we talked a lot about landing pages earlier. We have one here for Raleigh, which is a Raleigh home value landing page. So I'm going to assume you guys are all going to create your own landing pages, right? So this one, you do have to type in the word Raleigh. You got to type in where your target is. And you could change the radius, but expanding the radius usually hurts you. I want to dive into this. If you've seen this kind of ad, agents have been using this for 10 plus years on Facebook. It is, and because of that, Facebook knows agents like it. And because of that, they charge the most for this lead. Remember when I was showing you the cost of buyer leads? And I said, oh, this one's like $222 per lead, and that's $250 a lead. That's $4 a lead. The leads from an ad like this will often cost $12 to $15 each. So if you're running a $50 ad like this one, $50 in 7 days, you might only get 3 or 4 leads because Facebook is charging you $12 to $15 a lead. Okay. I got to tell you something about this. Let's go back to our YouTube channel. Running an ad like the way I'm showing you on that landing page, I do not recommend. Okay. Now, I'll tell you why. There is no targeting. Facebook took targeting away because it got spanked by HUD on a lawsuit because people were running discriminatory ads. And so you need to do a few extra steps to make that work for you. Okay. To make that work, to run an ad on a home value, you see these 2 calls here. One says best way to get listings for Facebook and new strategy to get high quality leads for Facebook. These are classes that I've done in the past. I'm going to send this link to you right now. If you want more listings, you need to wrap your head around this. Let's see where. Just give me a second. This makes Facebook ads awesome. And years ago, if you've been in the business, you probably knew that getting listing leads from Facebook was awesome. But things changed. I just sent you the video to this, and I describe what kind of hoops you got to jump through to make this ad worthwhile. So if you're in the business and you want to have listings, definitely look at that and master that. Okay. So remember, that's a $12 to $15 lead, no matter if you do it right or do it wrong. If you do it wrong, which is what I would do if I click this button, you're going to get $15 low quality leads for the most part. There are some parts of the country where this ad works just like that. It's usually more rural places where you don't have density. Okay. That's one that kind of works. I'm in the Bay Area of Northern California. That would not work here. This would not work here. And there are a lot of states that are dense. There are towns and towns. If that's what's going on all over the place, that's gonna be a harder deal for you. Now, so we talked about, but I do want to say there are all kinds of landing pages, and you can create a landing page for new construction, and that would totally. It's just the home value ones are the ones that don't work by default, but you can create unlimited landing pages and you can do all that. Now, the other kind of ads that you can run are PDF guide ads. We talked a lot about PDF guides, and these are great. There are 40 for buyers. There are 40 for sellers. I want to remind you, the best way to get buyer leads is to run an ad on a property that's for sale. This is, if you don't have that and you want to use one of these 40 PDF guides, you can do that. But the best way is to run an ad on a listing on Facebook. Okay. Now I'm going to focus on sellers because I want to talk a little bit to give you a good idea of how to get listings. So I'm going to do it on divorce and real estate. And this is an easy one, right? You just type in the name of the town and type in Dallas, and you can expand the radius because that report is not really about Dallas. It's just about divorce and real estate. So maybe somebody within 30 miles is going to do that. And maybe you're comfortable driving 30 miles for business. So boom, publish. And when somebody sees this on Facebook and they want to download it, they're going to respond with lead forms, which means you're going to get their name and email and phone number pre-populated from their profile. So that's really going to work out. That's a good thing to do. Now, I do want to point out that the cost of seller leads from PDF guides is often set around $10 each. Okay. So we talked about the price of buyer leads, but when you get a seller lead from this, a PDF guide, it's often $10. And now you know that if you run it, if you've got a seller lead from running a home valuation page, right, which is find out what your Hawaii home is worth, like say, that costs $15. And the PDF guides cost $10. And then if you run a sold ad, like my home is sold, hey, gosh, darn it. Sorry. I got a super sensitive mouse and just making me crazy. I need to get another mouse. 1 second here, guys. We're almost done. But I want to wrap this up, this story. If you run an ad on a property that is sold, those leads for home values cost $6 to $7. We talked about that earlier, right? And all you got to do is click boom, publish, and it's pre-written, and that's what would happen. Okay. So $6 to $7 into that 50, maybe that's 8 or 9 leads. Here's something that a lot of agents don't think of, and not all agents are comfortable doing it, but just in case, if you want a bigger pipeline of listing leads, what's the problem here? Sorry, Mike. My computer heard me complaining about mouse. Let me refresh this thing. Now my mouse isn't working. That's great. I'm refreshing this page. So here's the point. If you run an ad on a property that is pending or sold, I don't think Facebook knows how to price that. What that means, that's good for you, because what that means is if you run an ad on a property that is under contract or pending, I got one here that's under contract. And we do, wait, that doesn't look, yeah, I think that's right. It doesn't show it there. Let's see here. When we run that, it's saying, oh, that's a wrong one. Sorry, guys. So we're trying to create a listing, not on a property that's for sale, but on a property that is under contract. There we go. It's asking for home values, right? Now, if you can take buyers, you can go in there and say, hey, we can still accept offers. But what we're saying is it's under contract, and that's going to affect your home value. So you might want to jazz it up a little bit if like you're saying, we're getting a bunch of offers or whatever. But because Facebook does not know what in the heck we're doing here. They charge you for these leads often $2.50, $2.40. What I'm trying to say is this ad will get you the cheapest seller leads of name, email, and phone number when you're marketing something that's pending or under contract. I know you have different MLS rules out there in the country, so you've got to pay attention to those things. But that's what you can do with Facebook. Right. Now, when it comes to Google, and I know most of you don't know how to run an ad on Google, let me show you how easy it is. Right. Remember I did that one on divorce. Let's see. Let's go back here and see if we can find that. Google is the number one website in the country. Here's that Google, that divorce one. Right? And to run an ad on Google, all you have to do is choose which report you want and type in what town you want, right? And when I click that, we even tell you, hey, here's where the link is. This is the landing page we're going to drive you to. You're going to have your picture up here. They've got to give you contact information, right? Now, I'm not saying you need to go into advanced options, but I just want to go in here to show you. You see all this stuff here? If you want to do an ad on Google, all these headlines you have to do. All those descriptions you have to do. And you need to choose keyword. Now, our team scans the top keywords every quarter, and we're putting them in here so that you don't have to. You could go do this. You could go run your own ads on Google with their landing page. You could, hey, these guys make a landing page, and I'm going to use their landing page and go run an ad on Google. And you will need to go do that. You'll have to do all this by hand, and you'll need to know how and where to do it. And believe me, it is ugly. This Google software is an added $30 a month. Okay. So when you go to the ads page and you want to run it out on Google, it's going to tell you to sign up. You're going to need a Google ad account. But I definitely recommend that you do that because Google is the number one website in the world and in the United States. 86% of all searches of any topic happen on this site. And if you want to leverage that, I really recommend you use our software because we're going to make it easier for you. We've talked about so many things in here today. Some of it's automatic, some of it isn't, but this is going to make it as easy as possible for you by Google. Okay. So you are welcome. Yeah. It gets really I just can't stress it enough, guys. We've been doing this for 13 years. And we know how effective Facebook is. Facebook is where the average American spends 40 minutes every day. 40. Okay. They're looking here and here's an ad for Wall Street Journal. And that's where your ads show up. And then whatever your friends are doing over the weekend, yeah, it's right here. Here's an ad for Lulu prom dress. Your ads show up right there. That is the point of Facebook. But I don't come here looking for ways to buy Kava or anything else. But if you say, hey, I got an open house coming this weekend, great, cool. I'm looking for a house. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to respond to that ad because it happened to be there and it happened to meet something that I was thinking of. Right. But if somebody has a question and needs help, they go to this site. And you want to make sure you're taking advantage of that. Okay. Because how to sell a home is a big trending search on Google. So I hope this all helps you. Don't forget, this is being recorded and it is going to be in our mastermind group and it's going to be on our YouTube channel. Definitely ask our support team to get in the mastermind group. And if you can't find this yourself, ask them to get you to the YouTube channel. I think this is a great resource. Where are the 2 videos on listing ads? I put them, Donna, inside they should be in the chat panel. So let's see if I can, yeah. If you go to this channel here, and you go to the videos tab, it's 8 months ago, Donna. It's where I talk about how to get high quality listing leads from Facebook. I didn't email anything, Donna. I put it in the chat panel here. If you look at the questions, it should be sitting. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. This recording will be on this page probably tomorrow, but it'll also be in the mastermind group. Yeah, I gave my email to everybody. It's vince@listingstoleads.com. Thanks, everybody. I got to jump. I got another call happening. So have a great week, and definitely get on this YouTube channel and leverage our system. It'll help your business. Take care, everybody.